There's a very important update I would like to share with you guys in today's video. UK government have just released the date most of the planned changes to some of the migration rules that were previously announced will take effect. And you know what, guys? Some new changes were also announced, and the date it will take effect was also announced. Effective dates from when those working in the care sector will no longer be able to bring in their dependents when coming to the UK. Initially, they announced spring 2024. Spring actually has a particular month in the year that the period of spring starts and ends, but there were no specific dates as at when it was announced. So in this very video, I'll be sharing with you the effective dates that those rules will take effect and many more. You need to stick with me to the end of this video so you can get the full updates as regard the planned changes to some of the UK immigration rules and the date they will take effect. Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you all know, my name is Victor. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, in this channel, I give latest updates on ways you can study abroad, ways you can migrate through the skilled workers migration route, and also ways you can settle in as a migrant coming to the UK for the first time. If this content look exciting to you and you gain value for this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You can do that right away as you are listening to me. You can also give a thumb up so YouTube can recommend this content to a wider audience. So guys, without further ado, let's get started. So guys, UK government has given us some answers to some of the questions most persons are asking. Some of the rules that were announced a few months back, some of them did not have a specific date it will take effect, while some it looks sketchy as most persons doesn't know their fate, if it will affect them, at what point it will affect them, and how they can navigate it. But with this announcement from the UK government, it gives answers to some of the questions most migrants, including me, is asking, and those who are watching my video who reach out to me to clarify some of those announcements. I could not give answer to them because I've not gotten any specific details that I can rely upon. But with the announcement that the UK government has made, it has given answers to so many questions we've been asking as regards some of the new rules that we announced a few months back in 2023. As usual, I'll be reading out some of the publication that was released by the UK government as regards the planned date most of the new rules will take effect. Home Secretary underlined commitment to cut net migration. Rollout of new transformative legal migration measures begins, with new restrictions set to relieve the burden on British taxpayers and public service. This was published 30th of January 2024, just a few days ago. Measures to transform the UK legal migration system, bolster border security, and drive down unsustainable and unfair level of migration will come into force within weeks, the Home Secretary has announced today. It comes after the Prime Minister and Home Secretary set out a major new package of reform in December, delivering the biggest ever reduction in net migration and tackling exploitation across immigration system. Let's read further, guys. It's lengthy. I will leave the link on the description box for those who care to read more to be able to understand what all of this entails. They can go there and read for themselves. But for clarity, I just want to read some of the parts that will interest some of us that are inquisitive to know what will be our step for those who are planning to come to the UK. And for those who are already in the UK who are thinking, will this rule affect me in this point or at this point? At what point will this rule affect me? This will as well give them clarity to be able to make an informed decision. So as we read further, you'll see some of the things that were said by the UK Home Secretary after the meeting with the UK Prime Minister as regard cutting down net migration. The robust changes, which will curb the abuse of the migration system and ensure those choosing to make the UK their home can afford to do so, will begin to come into effect as early as March, and we mean 300,000 people who come to the UK last year would not be able to come. So you guys, you can see where it's coming from. They are trying to block most of the avenue migrants are using to come into the UK legally, right? The ban on student dependence has actually reduced the number of international students coming to the UK effective January 2024. The ban on skilled worker visa on health and care that will be coming effect in March, because initially they said spring, but no specific date was announced. But with this document that was released, March 2024 is the set date for skilled workers in the health and care sector to be able to switch from either class of visa they were to skilled worker visa with their dependent, right? And for those coming in from abroad, if they are unable to come in before March 2024, they will not be able to come into the UK with their dependent. So this document is a clarification for those who are planning to come into the UK to be able to know how to navigate some of these rules that were recently passed by the UK government. The reform that were made or put in place to cut down net migration were also outlined in this document that was released. As we reach further, you'll see a clear picture of what the UK government is trying to do and where they are coming from, where they are now, and what they intend to achieve in the coming months. Reforms that will restrict care workers from bringing dependent and require care provider to register with Care Quality Commission if they are sponsoring migrants, which will come into force on March 11. This is something I've done some video about, right? That for a care company to be able to sponsor migrant from abroad or within the UK, it must register with the Care Quality Commission before they can be able to do so. And this will take effect from March 2023. If you are coming in as a skilled worker within the care, health and care visa route, come 11th of March 2024, you will not be able to switch or come into the UK with your what? Dependents. This is clear from the statement as part of the reform to cut down net migration that was announced by the UK government. From the document we've read, it stated expressly, come 11th of March 2024, those unskilled workers in the health and care sector will not be able to bring in their dependents with them. The implication of this is that students who are currently studying in the UK, right, if you're unable to get a skilled worker job in the health and care sector route before 11th of March 2023, you cannot be able to switch with your dependent, right? So this is also a very stumbling block for international students who are currently studying in the UK. Delaying of immigration rules, which will include the removal of 20% going rate discount for occupations on the shortage occupational list on 14th of March. This is one area most persons don't pay attention to. Job in the shortage occupational list pay less than the normal rate, right? If they are removing the 20% discount for job on the shortage occupational list, most companies will not be able to pay the going rate for skilled worker, and as such, the number of persons they will be able to sponsor will further reduce. A new increase in the minimum salary required for those arriving on the skilled workers visa from 26,200 to 38,700 on April 4th. So any employer that wants to sponsor skilled workers within the UK or from abroad should be able to pay that skilled migrant 38,700 from the initial 26,200 to 38,700. One of the major reasons why employers in the health and care sector are able to sponsor skilled workers within the UK and from abroad is because the health and care sector fall within the shortage occupational list, and they have that 20% discount. They can pay lesser from the going rate or the normal amount that a skilled worker is supposed to earn in the UK. But since they've announced the removal of the shortage occupational list, the 20% from the shortage occupational list, that is to say, any employer that is willing to sponsor skilled worker within the UK and from abroad should be able to pay minimum 38,700. So guys, this is another bottleneck migrants and those who are willing to get a sponsorship visa within the UK from abroad we have to face, because this will limit the number of employers that are willing to pay that amount. Increasing the minimum income requirement threshold in stages for family visas, starting at 29,000 from 11th of April. So from 11th of April 2024, if you are not earning up to 29,000 pounds per annum, you cannot be able to bring in your dependents to join you here in the UK. So guys, from the announcement that were made by the UK government, it's very clear that those on student visa, right, those currently studying, if you're unable to switch to skilled worker visa now to 11th of March 2024, you will not be able to switch with your student dependent. I understand that international students that are currently studying, they cannot switch to a skilled worker visa until the completion of their course of study. But if you have dependents, they can switch to skilled worker visa while they had you as a dependent, upon graduation, you cannot switch to join them. So this is very dicey for international students because come 12th of March 2024, you cannot switch to a different class of visa with your student dependent. And for those coming from abroad, if you're able to make your visa application before 11th of March 2024, you can as well come in with your dependent. But anything other than that, you will not be able to come into the UK with your dependent, even though you are coming as a skilled worker. Effective date is 11th of March 2024. You need to work out your ways very fast before 11th of March 2024 to make your visa application. Those that want to reunite with their family, right? You're already in the UK and you want to bring your family to come and join you, you can as well note this date down, effective 11th of April 2024. If you are not earning up to £29,000 per annum, you will not be able to bring in your dependent to come and reunite with you in the UK. So all the rules that were announced in the past, the effective date has been announced. So guys, if you're a migrant living in the UK or you are living abroad, you need to take note of these dates and see how you can work around it so you can be on track. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. If you gain value for this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You can as well do that right away so you can join the amazing evergreen family. You can give a thumb up so you can recommend this content to a wider audience, and you can as well leave your thoughts on the comment box what you think about the effective date for most of the UK immigration rules that were announced in the past that will take effect from either 11th of March or the 11th of April 2024. See you in my next video.